Welcome, children. Today we begin a wonderful journey through the story of Prophet Musa, also known as Moses. This is a tale of courage, faith, and miracles. As we start, let's remember to say Bismillah in the name of Allah. Our adventure will take us to ancient Egypt, where a very special baby was born. This story is not just about the past, but also about trusting Allah and being brave in difficult times. So get comfortable and let's set off on this exciting adventure together, learning important lessons along the way. Prophet Musa was chosen by Allah to guide people and teach them about the truth. He was sent to a land ruled by a powerful and unkind king named Pharaoh. Pharaoh did not worship Allah alone and treated his people unfairly. Musa's mission was to help people turn back to Allah and to stand up against injustice. From the very beginning, Musa's life was filled with challenges, but Allah always watched over him. This is the story of how Musa became a prophet and a leader for his people. Long ago in Egypt, Pharaoh ruled with great pride and power. He believed he was the greatest ruler and feared the people of Bani Israel who lived in his land. As their numbers grew, Pharaoh worried they might become stronger than him. To keep his power, he treated them very badly. He took away their homes, forced the men to work hard, and made life difficult for everyone. The women had to serve in tough ways, and some people even had to pay money just to live in peace. Life was very hard for Bani Israel under Pharaoh's rule. One day, Pharaoh's magicians and priests warned him that a baby boy from Bani Israel would be born and would one day take away his power. This made Pharaoh very angry and scared. In his fear, he gave a cruel order. Every baby boy born to Bani Israel must be killed, but the girls could live. Soldiers began searching for baby boys everywhere, causing great sadness and fear among the people. It was during this dangerous time that baby Musa was born, and his story of survival began. When Musa was born, his mother loved him deeply and feared for his safety. She hid him and cared for him in secret, but worried the soldiers would find him. Then Allah inspired her with a special plan. She was to place baby Musa in a small box and set it afloat on the river Nile, trusting Allah to protect him. With a heavy heart, she did as Allah instructed. The river carried the box gently, and by Allah's will it reached the palace of Pharaoh. Baby Musa was safe, for Allah was watching over him every moment. The box carrying baby Musa floated to the palace, where Pharaoh's people found it by the river. When they opened it, they saw a beautiful baby boy. Pharaoh's wife felt kindness in her heart and asked that the baby be spared, hoping he might be useful or become like a son. So Musa was allowed to live in the palace. However, he refused to drink milk from any woman in the palace and cried from hunger. This worried everyone, but Allah had a special plan to reunite Musa with his real mother. Musa cried and cried because he was hungry. Nearby, his sister was watching from a distance to see what would happen. She bravely approached the palace and suggested she knew someone who could feed and care for the baby. The palace people agreed, and she brought Musa's real mother, though no one knew her true identity. Musa's mother was overjoyed to be reunited with her son and cared for him in the palace. Allah kept his promise, and Musa grew up safely under Allah's protection, even in the house of Pharaoh. As Musa grew up, he became strong and kind. Everyone in the palace saw him as a prince, but Musa never forgot his true people, Bani Israel. He saw how badly they were treated and felt sadness for their suffering. Even though he lived in comfort, Musa's heart was with those who needed help. This compassion would shape his future and prepare him for the important mission Allah had planned for him. One day, Musa saw an Egyptian man hurting a man from Bani Israel. Wanting to help, Musa pushed the Egyptian, but the man fell and died. Musa was afraid and asked Allah for forgiveness, which Allah granted. The next day, Musa learned that Pharaoh's men wanted to punish him. A kind man warned him to leave the city quickly. Musa left Egypt and traveled far, eventually reaching a land called Madian. There he found kindness and safety, and his life became peaceful for many years. In Madian, Musa rested by a well and saw people giving water to their animals. He noticed two women waiting because they were too weak to push through the crowd. Musa helped them by giving water to their animals. Later, one of the women invited him to meet her father, a kind old man who offered Musa a safe place to live. Musa stayed in Madian for many years, finding peace and kindness. But soon, Allah would call him for a great mission that would change his life forever. After many years, Musa decided to return to Egypt with his family. One night while traveling, he saw a fire on Mount Sinai. He told his family to wait while he went to the fire, hoping to find warmth or directions. When Musa approached, something amazing happened. Allah spoke to him, saying, "O Moses, I am your Lord." Musa was amazed and a little afraid. Allah told him to take off his shoes, for he was in a holy place, and gave him a special mission, to go to Pharaoh and ask him to free Bani Israel. Musa was worried about facing Pharaoh, but Allah promised to help and protect him. Allah gave Musa special miracles to show Pharaoh the truth. First, Allah told Musa to throw his stick on the ground and it turned into a big snake. Then when Musa picked it up, it became a stick again. Allah also gave Musa another miracle. When he put his hand inside his clothes and took it out, it shone with a bright white light. These miracles would help Musa prove he was truly sent by Allah. Musa returned to Egypt with his brother Aaron and bravely went to Pharaoh. He asked Pharaoh to worship Allah and to let Bani Israel go free. Pharaoh refused and called Musa a magician. To prove his power, Pharaoh gathered the best magicians in Egypt for a public challenge. The magicians threw their ropes and sticks, which looked like snakes, but when Musa threw his stick, it became a real snake and swallowed the others. The magicians realized this was a true miracle and believed in Allah, even though Pharaoh became very angry. After many miracles, Musa told Bani Israel to prepare to leave Egypt at night. Quietly they left their homes and began their journey to freedom. When Pharaoh heard, he was furious and chased after them with his soldiers. The people reached the Red Sea and became afraid, thinking they were trapped, but Musa reassured them, saying Allah would help. Allah told Musa to strike the sea with his stick. A great miracle happened, the sea parted, creating a dry path for them to cross safely. Musa and his people crossed the sea safely. When Pharaoh and his army tried to follow, the sea closed and they drowned. Allah saved Musa and Bani Israel, giving them freedom at last. From the time he was a baby, Allah protected Musa and helped him become a great prophet. This story teaches us that Allah always protects those who trust him and remain patient and brave, no matter how difficult things may seem. What can we learn from the story of Prophet Musa? First, always trust Allah even when things seem impossible. Allah protects those who believe in him and do good. Be brave and patient just like Musa and help others whenever you can. Remember, with faith and courage, you can overcome any challenge. The story of Musa is a reminder that Allah's help is always near for those who trust and obey him. Let's see what you remember. Who protected baby Musa? Who spoke to Musa on the mountain? And what happened to the sea when Musa and his people needed to escape? These questions help us think about the important lessons in Musa's story. Remember, every story from the prophets teaches us about faith, courage, and trusting Allah in every situation.